Dragon Ball Daima. I asked my mom for McDonald's. She said, we have McDonald's at home. I looked at her and said, Daima. She then proceeded to pull over the car and just right there in the middle of the street, just beat the shit out of me. Street Fighter 2 style, with the people in the background freaking cheered it on. The word World Star was getting thrown around, video cameras out. Someone yelled, finish him, when I was groggy and waved my head left to right. I mean, it was crazy. She was just going, this defense mode switching to attack mode, and I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one that feels Dragon Ball GT vibes from this whole Daima stuff. It's like Toriyama, before he passed away, was like, oh, you want to do Dragon Ball GT? Oh, you tried doing Dragon Ball without me and it didn't work out? Well, I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. You don't just make Goku small and young. You make all of them young and small and deplete their power. And then you put him in a completely different planet. I don't know why. I don't know why I get that feeling like he was, like, he's still pissed off about GT, and he's like, I'm gonna show you how to do GT the right way. And I solely believe that's why we still haven't seen Super Saiyan 4 as Dragon Ball canon. The only way it's gonna become Dragon Ball canon if people of the fan base if the fan base keeps harassing, I guess now Toei Animation. I'm not gonna say Toriyama because Toriyama's gone, but they keep harassing Toei Animation or whatever until they make it canon like they did Broly canon. Didn't us, the fan base, pretty much beat them in a submission and make Broly canon because we love Broly so much? Shit, I would like to beat them in a submission and make Cooler canon as well. Cooler, Broly's already canon, and make Super Saiyan 4 canon. I'm never gonna give that up to my dying breath. I'm gonna be bitching about Super Saiyan 4 not being canon. But then again, I was just saying, knowing Toriyama, he's gonna want to do it his own way. He's not gonna do it the way they did it. But now that he's gone, we have Toei Animation. Toei Animation aren't they the ones that made not made Dragon Ball, they're the ones that greenlight Dragon Ball GT, right? I say now that Toriyama's gone and his egos are away from the situation, make 4 canon. The same way they did it with the Golden Monkey and everything. That's like the one shining, glaring thing about GT, even back then. I remember growing up, I always hated GT. All of us, the whole fan base hated GT. We always made fun of GT. Oh, this is what happens when you don't have Toriyama, the creator, in. Man, GT was trash and blah, 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 blah. You know, if Dragon Ball comes back, it has to come back with Toriyama. And then it came back with, it came back with Super. It came back with Super. And then what happened? Then, we're like, yeah, it's Dragon Ball's finally coming back proper. And now we get rid of the whole GT trash. Get that out of our minds. GT was terrible. Then Super happened, and then by the time you're done with Super, you're like, GT wasn't so bad. And I'm not saying that the shit on Super. But now that I saw that even Toriyama himself couldn't really top what he did before with Z, that's when I kind of went like, yeah, GT wasn't that bad. GT had Super Saiyan 4, had Pam. It didn't have. No, Trunks was old at this point, right? And Goten didn't do shit in GT either. I think that was the main problem with GT. They only focused on Goku and Pam, really. A small Goku, Pam, and that was pretty much it. And then sometimes Vegeta towards the end, and it's like, you should have had most of these characters from the beginning. Piccolo's nowhere to be seen. Nappa got brought back, just get killed in 2 seconds. Pretty pointless. A lot of pointless things about GT. But there's a few glaring, shining beamers of hope. But Daima's canon, but supposedly it happens before Super. So, what is Daima, really trying to accomplish here? I really don't see the point of what the point of this arc is for. The fact that the Super anime is still going on, and what's it called? I'm talking about the manga. Super and the manga is still going on just fine. But then the anime, they decided to do Daima, which is kind of like this side project, but it's technically canon. And I don't know about this. It's just it seems unnecessary, don't it? I know it's an excuse to get Dragon Ball back, the anime of Dragon Ball back, in our faces and shit. But, I know this is the last project Toriyama did before he passed away, so it's probably going to be, at least for the most part, held in regard just because, of his passing. But I got a feeling this whole thing is going to be a giant waste of time. You can't include any transformations in it. You can't include any Saiyan forms in it. Because Goku, the end of the Buu arc, Super Saiyan 3 is the only Super Saiyan they could go to. And in starting a Super, like, you know, they went into the Super Saiyan God / Super Saiyan Blue thing with Beerus and moving forward in Super. So, you know, so it sparks the question, what exactly are we going to get with this anime? Like our small Goku, I know in GT, I think was he able to turn Super Saiyan 3 as a small Goku? I don't think so. I think it was only Super Saiyan 1, I believe. And then he just skipped over to 4. But like, what the hell are they gonna do? What the hell are they gonna do in this one? They're not gonna introduce any new transformations, which it doesn't feel like a Dragon Ball, you know, Z or any kind of Dragon Ball anime without a transformation of some kind. And we almost guarantee we're not gonna get it, or we're probably gonna get it, and then it's not gonna make sense to throw the whole thing off balance. It's like, if we do end up getting a new transformation, a new Super Saiyan form, what the hell is why the hell we haven't seen it in Super since? And we have a whole Super manga going on, and this Daima thing is supposedly canon. So it's like, what are we really, besides just for the sake of seeing more Dragon Ball in our faces and our favorite characters on in smaller miniature chibi versions of some sort, what is the purpose of this whole thing? Other than to show Toei animation that, you know, no, we could do GT better than what you did. That's what I feel like. I know Dragon Ball exists. I know Dragon Ball started with Goku as a kid. I know. But the whole point of GT was to someone, I forgot who it was, but they would use the Dragon Balls to wish Goku to be small, making him young and losing a lot of his power because he's younger. Isn't this premise the same exact thing? Isn't this another, like, it's literally the same. I don't know if they have to use the Dragon Ball. Otherwise, how the hell are they transforming into small? So aren't they just following the same exact premise? Evil guy gets Dragon Balls, evil villain of some kind gets Dragon Balls, wishes Goku, instead I guess Goku is going to be the whole crew, Vegeta, everybody. They wish them small or young or whatever the fuck. Because I'm hearing both sides. I'm hearing they're young, then I'm hearing they're not young, they're just small. Like, what the fuck does that mean? If they're smaller, that means they're younger, ain't it? Or no, we're gonna do the reverse mushroom for Mario effect, where they fucking just turn small, like ant form or something, or not ant form, but like child form. Is it okay? Doesn't that mean they turn the childs then? But with their adult brains, so they could, you know, talk properly and shit. I don't know. This whole thing's confusing, but the fact that the premise is pretty much the same premise of GT with Goku turning small, but some villain that wanted to, you know, get back at Goku. Oh, the only Goku's too strong. We make him young, he's not going to be as strong. We can whip him. He's going to be a punk ass kid. This is the same exact premises. You can't tell me that this isn't GT reimagined, but Toriyama with Toriyama's fingerprints all over. You can't tell me that, man. This is GT all over again, but like what Toriyama wanted to get his fingerprints all over. And now Toriyama's gone, and of course the thing's already made, so they're gonna push it out. But I really do feel like we already saw GT. We don't need to see GT Part 2. This is what it feels like. It feels like Dragon Ball GT Part 2. Dragon Ball GT remake. Like Final Fantasy, the 7 remake. And that's what I feel like this is. He's like, no, this is how you do it. You make all of them small, then you put them on a different planet, and then... I don't fucking know. Since in Dragon Ball Super they're doing a whole Universe 6, Universe this, that, third, couldn't they make GT canon in one of those universes? Or something? So we can see Super Saiyan 4. I know I keep bringing that up because I want to see Super Saiyan 4. Now, I'm going to watch this anime because it's Dragon Ball. Anything with the name Dragon Ball, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh! In front of it, I'm going to watch. Because Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and Dragon Ball, those are what got me into anime to begin with. Starting with Dragon Ball Z, and of course Pokemon, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. These 3 things got me into anime. So I'll always give those 3 animes a shot no matter what till the day I die. Cause I'm a loyal motherfucker. I'm willing to give them a chance just because the name Yu-Gi-Oh's in front of it, just because the name Pokemon's in front of it, just because the name Dragon Ball's in front of it. So I'm gonna watch it regardless. But It just feels unnecessary. We already had GT. Like, do we need to see the whole transforming into a kid crap again? Do we really need to see this? Is it really necessary? This story gonna blow our freaking minds? Are we gonna be begging for the new Dragon Ball? This new Dragon Ball game called whatever the hell it's supposed to be called. I forgot what it's called. Some stupid name. We're gonna be begging for these miniature versions to be in the game now and stuff. Oh, this seems like Dragon Ball but for kids again. I mean, I know Dragon Ball started off as for kids, obviously. Goku was a kid at the time. But, like, Dragon Ball already captures the imagination of kids anyway. Any kid, I was young as hell when I saw Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball. It just seems unnecessary. Like, why not just continue the Super? I know they're probably eventually going to continue the Super anime because the mangas, you know, out. It just feels like then why do we have Daima? Like, is this just a holdover to hold us off until you start doing the Super anime? Is this what it is? Are we gonna hit Dragon Ball fatigue at some point? I feel like we are getting fatigued. I know I keep saying that I want to see a Dragon Ball anime with Goku and Vegeta, like GT style. Like, I want to see Pam growing up again, like in GT, with Goten and Trunks actually mattering, and them being, you know, strong, and just do an anime with them, and they have do what Boruto's doing. I know a lot of people don't like Boruto and they like Naruto and all this shit. But if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, then you become One Piece. Well, you just go on and on and on with no end in sight. You just go on forever. I find it hilarious that Bleach and Inuyasha got canceled because they just kept dragging on and on and on, and they didn't just finish the arc with the main villain. And here One Piece is doing the same exact thing, but everyone's cool with it because I guess I don't know. But just one freaking let's not make this into a One Piece discussion. This is just freaking. I just see that I'm gonna watch it anyway, but I just feel it's unnecessary, and I feel like this Toriyama trying to get back into animation. This is how you do GT the right way. It just feels so freaking unnecessary. Like, why do we have a desire to see them as kid versions? Oh, because they're weak now. Then we saw this in GT already. But I guess we're gonna see it the right way now. I don't know. This attack mode is back to defense mode. I'm out. Peace. To the east.